Welcome everyone, Mr. Mitchell here. How's it all going today? We're going to go over Edgenuity and pacing. The pacing is going to be specific to summer 2022. The grade stuff and reading can apply to anybody on Edgenuity pretty much that I know about. So let's get rumbling here. So this screen is summer period 3 and 4 only. This is what you get when you log into that SIS platform. I made another video about that. Don't know how to put the video links into my video yet. Someday I'll learn. Maybe one of you can teach me. But you log into this. I don't know where these grades come from. This one I can see on the next page, but this one doesn't make any sense to me. Now you can click on either of these two classes in blue. It doesn't matter which one. It's going to take you to the same screen to get into both of them, which is going to look like this. And this is where you can see, I see the 84.1 right there. But this has got 91, this has got 88.7. I can't see that grade anywhere. I'm missing something. I'm not too worried about it right now. So this is what you're going to see when you get in there. So, and you can click on any of these. You click on, what color should I use here? Let's go red. You click on the next activity. It'll take you to the next activity for the class. You click on this area up here, and I'm not sure exactly what it'll take you into the class, but some things to note right here. This is your actual grade. We'll talk about that soon enough. Notice the blue right here means you're on track. This person is just a little behind. They're just a little bit ahead on that class. We'll talk more about what that means as we get into this. But some other things you will see on this screen. Oh, you might see red. Red is bad. It means you're behind. This one's behind, but only a little bit behind. So they still kept them in the blue. This one's are a lot behind, so they're in the red. And that does have an impact on this grade. That doesn't mean you're going to get a bad grade in the class. It just means that I'll explain it later. Had to make sure I had a pause in the video while I'm making it so that if I get a phone call like I did the last time, I don't have to erase the whole thing. So if you're ahead, it shows up green on here. And you can see this person, this little line I should mention right there, that's where you're supposed to be about. This student right here is ahead a little bit too. You can see the line right there, and they're ahead of that in the blue, but they're only a little bit ahead, so that's why they're calling it an on pace. This person is a lot ahead, so they earned the green. The green is where you want to be. Now, another thing to look on here is these numbers, 18.01% complete, 19.22% complete, 60.43%. 31.7. Summer school, there's about 20 days, which means 5% a day. And I'm sorry for that bad writing. Let's see if I can write a little better. 5% a day. How far should you be? Well, they give you the numbers there. How much should you be getting done each day? About 5%. So you can do 5% times the number of days in the school so far. And let's say we're on the 6th day. 5% times 6 equals 30%. You should be at about 30%. At the 13th day, you do 5% times 13. That should be 65%. That's another way of thinking about it. If you're doing one class first and then the other, some people in Spanish A and B do that, you should be getting about 10% a day done in those classes, because you got to be getting twice as much done. You got to be getting 5% done each day if you're doing 2 classes. 5% here, 5% here. So if you're only working one, that's 10% you need to get done. Now, when you get onto the next screen, so you click on these, and there's that green one again. And this comes up. So you're clicking in this top area up on here, not the next assignment. And here you can see these are dates that the pacing plan basically. If you're July 1st, you should be doing that. This person's right on pace right here pretty much. Now, I want to talk about this little button right there. That is a little histogram, and that will take you to this page where there's a lot of data on here. So you've got grades by categories. You got the weights of the categories down here. Information about how many assignments are done in there and all that stuff. So that's how the grade is assembled. Now, they give you, here's a blow up of that screen we saw on the first one right there. You've got 13.66% done. They should be at 26.32% done for this student. Here you've got that little key I talked about, the red, the blue, and the green. Red behind, blue on target, green ahead. Now, grades is where it gets confusing. This is the grade they show on the main screen. That's your actual grade. Now, the actual grade, I like to call it an estimated grade. It's kind of estimating how they think you're going to do at the pace and accuracy you're working at. How do they calculate this? Not that important to know. They take the overall grade, which I have here in blue. They multiply that with the current percent done. You can see that's color coordinated there. And then they divide that by your target percentage done down here. And that's where you'll get that if you put it into your calculator. Now let's talk about these grades some more. This overall grade, that grade is just for the work turned in. That's the only thing that looks in. That is your accuracy percent. I like to think of that as what you can get for the class. If you can keep working at that level, that's the grade you're going to get in the class. Now, the actual grade is lowered by how far you're behind. So the bigger this gap is here, the bigger this gap's going to be right there. Okay? The closer you are, if you were over here, this grade would be a lot closer. That'd be like 75%. Now, this relative, we don't use that a lot in summer school. That's out of 100% of the class. So that's counting every assignment you didn't do as a 0, and every one you did do, it's counting for the points. So that's your grade out of 100% of the class. I use that more during the regular school year. I call it the grade you would get if you don't do any more work in the class. Okay. Now, as you get caught up, you're going to notice these grades converge, and you can see that on the next screen. This person's caught up. In fact, they're ahead a little bit, and you can see their actual and overall grades over here are the same. So you don't get a bonus for being ahead. But that's why I call this your potential grade. So if you get caught up and you're working at that level, that grade will eventually show up here. When you complete 100% of the class, in other words, this goes all the way over to here and is 100%, all three of these will end up being equal. And that's Edgenuity and grading on Edgenuity. Pacing, I mentioned the pacing. I didn't talk enough about get ahead, guys, on the pacing. Don't stay behind. Get ahead. Hey, if you finish early, you finish early. You get a few days off. We all like that. Also, if you get ahead, there's less stress. If you get sick for a day, or there's something fun you want to go do, or you just need a day off to take a break, or something happens with the family and you got to go away for a couple of days, if you get ahead, those are going to induce less stress for you and allow you to attack it a little bit better when you come back, because you won't be behind. So I suggest getting ahead, finish early, create that safety margin so if you do get sick or something comes up or you want to have some fun, you don't have to worry about it. You can take care of that and you won't fall behind. This is Mr. Mitchell signing out. Thank you for your help. You all have a good day. Appreciate the work you're doing. Get it done. You know you're going to be happier if you do.